of Louisville on 65, the whole highway stopped, and I mentioned the radios light up. Well, the radios are lighting up. So let's listen in on this. Oh, sure, now they get quiet. These truckers have been babbling nonstop for the last 15, 20 minutes, and the second I turn the live feed on, it gets quiet. We ain't doing a whole lot of moving here, and some of these guys are reporting on 100, what do you say, 69-minute delay? I guess they have some kind of computer that does that. This is awesome. Reports of a rear end accident, which whoopee-doo, why is the highway doing this for a rear end accident?
Over in LS.
65 southbound out of Louisville. Something going on up here. Radios have been lighting up. Some kind of rear end accident that's got the whole highway screwed up in the middle of rush hour. I turned on the live stream and the radios got quiet. I just wanted you to hear the radios. A lot of insults flying around, the usual stuff.
I'm going to have a dip of tobacco right now.
Well, they've been yelling politics and foreign drivers and people playing with their phones and all the usual stuff they've been battling about. Let's see what else they got going on here on the radio.
They got the whole interstate shut down.
Yeah, somebody said your bomb fell and caused a fucking crater up there in the middle of the road.
It's nonsense like that.
30 is 5.
I got a backup southbound. The two left lanes looks like they're closed, but they should be cleaning up pretty soon.
Yeah,
What mile marker was it, do you know?
What was that, driver?
What mile marker was that at?
I'm at the 127. I must have seen it like 3 or 4 miles down, I want to say.
Okay, so probably around the 120, somewhere around there, 122. Thank you.
So this is what I mean about the
You
radios.
take the Gene Snyder and get around that shit and get back to 65?
Appreciate that.
So that's why I'm out of the two left lanes right now. And I think I'm going to move another one
I don't think
because
so, no.
since the two left lanes are blocked, I'll get out of the third lane here. Maybe in some parallel universe this will help. Say it was marker 122, mile marker, but I don't see a mile marker posted anywhere soon. Let's see what happens.
So fucking horny. Fuck yeah, daddy!
So the radios will be quiet all day, and then something like this goes down, and you start hearing this nonsense. Everybody starts.
Need to take care of that shit, man. Not on this radio, though.
Fuck you, I can jack off in traffic if I want to jack off in traffic.
And then you get that kind of stuff.
You going? Okay, I'm assessing. Oh, my mouth. Let's go.
Yes, this is how far as a society we have fallen. So there's a wreck in the left lane or left 2 lanes, and they've been sweeping it up for the last 20 minutes. Supposedly.
I'm not making to Nashville by midnight.
But the poor country party stop.
Oh. I was driving south, coming into Louisville
Shut up, bro, shut up.
on I-65, coming across the
Hey,
river
don't tell her to shut up.
on the state line. There's a toll bridge, and for a van, it's $9.11, which I'm going to turn this down. It's $9.11 to cross the toll bridge. And if you tell your navigator to avoid toll roads, it will literally get you off earlier and take you on Highway 3, which is a parallel bridge. Selena Grant, whatever you asked, where is it? Michael, where is this? I'm on 65 South coming out of Louisville, and apparently I got an accident. It's got the 2 left lanes quasi-blocked, and they're just dragging their feet cleaning up some kind of minor crash that has 6 lanes of traffic stopped. But if you tell your nav gear to dodge the toll roads, I have my main Garmin GPS going along. Yeah, $9.11 to, unless you have their Easy Pass. And anyway, it takes you on a parallel bridge to the toll road, to the interstate. And you go through downtown, you go through like 3 traffic lights, you get back on the highway, which normally this would have meant we would have blasted and going right now, but whatever's going on up here kind of exploded in my face. But it's not worth $9 to go over their fancy bridge. Now, some guys get easy tags, and if you look at some of these vans, they'll have 4 or 5 different tags, and this state and that state share the same easy tag. Well, what combination of tags do you have on your vehicle where you go through a toll road and it flashes and it charges you 3 different times? Bang, 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 you're paying the toll trip. And how are you going to know? Because you're driving so much and going over so many bridges, after a while you don't even notice. You don't know if it's legit or not. And something they pulled in Houston a few years ago, they have a thing in Houston called Easy Pass or Easy Tag or something, and they automatically bill you. And it's one of those deals, oh no, you can't put it on a credit card. We have to reach into your bank account, which I have none of my bills attached to my bank account. I don't allow people to reach into my bank account. Well, the city of Houston or the Harris County Toll Authority rolled out of bed one day and said, you know what? We're going to double the rates. We're not going to tell anybody. We're just going to double the rates. So they're going to reach through and just take whatever they want. And once they've taken your money, it's kind of hard to argue about the bill when they've already taken your money. Brian, any thoughts on the acquittal of P. Diddy? I know there's a trial going on with that guy, but I don't know anything about it. Is it over? Or are you just making noise? But yeah, I agree, it's highway robbery. There's I don't know the number of the high off the top of my head, but in West Virginia, there's a main interstate that goes through there. And they run you through, on one 20-something mile-long stretch, they hit you with tolls 3 times. And I think last time I got out of there, I got, I think it's $20.50 in tolls. But again, if you tell your GPS to avoid it, they'll take you off the highway and run you through some residential neighborhoods and go around it. Yeah, I'm seeing people say grabbing it out of your account is something. Yeah, I agree. Everybody puts their auto billing on a credit card. I mean, I do it. Everybody does it. Auto pay your bills, but nowadays people can cancel credit cards, or your credit cards get compromised by probably the people you're auto billing. And you have to change credit cards. So businesses have decided, oh no, we're not going to let you use a credit card. We need to go straight to your bank account. To which I say, no. Well, we give you a discount. I don't care. No. I don't have a single bill of any type directly coming out of my credit card, coming out of my bank account, minus my HOA. I'm in a townhouse. And they cut them a paper check and mail it to them. I don't let anybody reach in there. And somebody, vendor. I like that name, vendor. It's a transmitter you put on the dash for easy. I know. Oh, this guy just gonna push his way through traffic. Oh, right on, dude. Just push your way through there. Don't worry about it. Yeah, just push your way in. Don't worry about us. Hope I didn't get in your way. Oh, this is moving faster than it has in quite a while. Let me bring the radio back up again. See what's happening. Yeah, I don't mind letting people merge. I just don't like people pushing and shoving. That's all. Yeah, what's this acquittal of Pete Diddy? I don't really pay attention. Great. Yeah, what's the story on that? Is that real, or is that just somebody making noise? I'm going back over because I don't like this dude. I don't like being stuck behind big trucks because you can't see what's happening too far ahead. Whew. Dayton is governed while schedule pressured hard. I don't even know what that means. Dayton, as in Dayton, Ohio, is governed while schedule pressured. I don't know what that means. Sorry, can't help you. Trying to get to a gas station up here.
Martin's not dead. He's in this fucking truck next to me.
I'm trying to get to a gas station up here.
Oh man, that's fucked up.
To top off, and then I'm going to get this delivered tonight. And a lot of the freight you carry with,
fucked up when he blows his all up.
when a lot of the freight we carry is through manufacturers, car manufacturers, and these places run 24 hours a day, which is nice. Because if you're delivering to a small operation, a small company, or just a regular mom and pop, they're closed at 5 o'clock, and they're closed on weekends. So you pick up a load on Friday, and you get there Friday night, and they're closed till Monday. Oh, great. So then you're stuck. You're just stuck hanging out for the weekend, which you got to find something to do, which comes back to that thing I said about museums. Whew. Well, this is the most movement we've had in the last 45 minutes. I operate on an American Express card. I have a debit card I use once, maybe twice a year. I actually pull it out because there are certain places that won't take American Express for whatever reason. And then I just pay it off on a daily basis. I keep my card zeroed out. We have a gold card. Had a platinum for quite a while. We used to have a platinum card, but we stopped traveling as often. So I went to a gold card for more reward points. And for driving for this job, I use business, the platinum business card, the blue business card. And I keep track of all my Amex accounts, and I pay them off. It says the speed is mechanically governed, and they are on a tight schedule. Oh yeah, I know that. And they put governors. That's what they call a governor's race. When you have two trucks, you got 2 lanes to play with, and one guy decides to pass the other one, and he can't go any faster. So the 2 trucks hold down the whole highway where the speed limit's 70, 75 miles an hour, and they just stay there. The guy doing the passing doesn't have the ability to get by, and the guy in the right lane won't back off, so they just have a governor's race. It's not uncommon. Not uncommon at all. Agreed, they do suck. Yeah, the golden age of trucking, where you started here and you ended there, over. Now they have cameras, which I think are a great idea to protect yourself, but they put a camera looking at the driver too, and that's kind of ridiculous. I have a dash camera for my own protection, and my first, call it hitch, my first 3 weeks I came out here, I was waiting on a very specific model I wanted, and I wish I had that on board when that guy tried to do the insurance scam on me. And for any of those that aren't familiar with that move, I was driving south out of Detroit going towards Toledo at 9:30 at night. I was unloaded. I was just heading back to a truck stop I like to stay at. Cruise control set on 60. There's not a car within a half a mile of me, front and back, or so I thought. A guy appears off my left bumper going at a 45-degree angle in front of me. What I first see is the mag wheel. I don't see his headlights because his headlights aren't on. He literally drove in front of me at an angle, just barely missing the corner of the van. And where he blew it was he turned his steering wheel into me, which caused his rear end to slide out, and the car was so close, the collision alarm did not see him because he was underneath the collision alarm, and he was so close to my vehicle. And this van has a pointed nose on it. It goes downhill. You can't see the hood from the driver's seat. I could see about 3 or 4 inches, underneath his door handle, and from there down I couldn't see the car. So it was like he parked in front of me, and then he slid around the front of my car and slammed into the guardrail and completely missed me. Whoops. And then another set of headlights came on suddenly next to me, which I guess was his buddy the witness, and he kind of swerved around and then took off. I mean, he punched it and took off because we didn't actually make contact, and if that vehicle missed me by a foot, it missed me by a mile. It was you couldn't do that on purpose and get that close without making contact, but he didn't. That would have been the greatest all-time dash camera video. But I didn't have my dash camera that time on, which sucked. I am assuming, based on the movement of traffic, that they decided to finally pull this wreck off the road, because this is the most movement we've had constant since, I don't know, it's been a better part of an hour. I should have kept my mouth shut. Crawling. Yeah, dash cameras are awesome. What is that? Yeah, you definitely want a dash camera. It's for accidents, and it's for the police when they play that. You were swerving around in your lane and you ran a red light on you. It's good to have. It's a cheap investment too. My private car has front and rear. The van only has the front. That's something about car accidents. When you get in one, the person who caused it will bend and twist and lie up one side and down the other and say, oh gee, I didn't do it, it's the other guy's fault. It doesn't matter how guilty they are. They always scream and yell and holler. A dash camera is a really good investment. He said, where am I? I am south on 65 out of Louisville, Kentucky. And I'm heading for Bowling Green, hoping to get there someday. I'm really not that far out. It's just I've been sitting in this van since this morning. It's almost 6 o'clock. Yeah, when you get a dash camera, it has a cartridge you put in it, the TF card or the big one, the postage stamp one. you're recording over it a million times, and eventually the disc will wear itself out, and when it starts binging and popping and making funny noise, just go buy a new disc. The bigger the better. You gotta, I think a minimum is an 8 gigabyte. If you can get a 32, get a 32, because it doesn't write over it as much, just simply because of its size. But yes, dash cameras are definitely worth the investment, and don't get a crappy one, get one that's robust. I don't get dash cameras with screens on them. That's just a whole lot of extra moving parts. The one I have in here is called a Roadhog. You just plug it in and just records, and there's a button on there for, it says E for event. Because I've done this before, when you pull the chip out, the disc out, and you put it in your computer, it's an endless, I think mine does a 3-minute, it records 3-minute segments. Because if you record non-stop, it's hard to isolate, and if it's corrupted, it corrupts everything. So it does like 3-minute sections. If something happens, you hit the E, it like locks up the recording from a minute ago. And then when you put it in your computer, and it gives you this laundry list, this big long laundry list of of things, your one's going to be listed as event. It's going to be different, and you can go straight to it instead of having this search every little 3-minute section in there. You've got to have 50 of them looking back at you. Woohoo! I just hit 30 miles an hour for the first time in an hour. Alright, I can see police lights up there, which could indicate a delay, or where everybody's got to slow down to stare, which is usually the case. Alrighty, people. Keep driving. You've seen pretty flashing lights before. Ooh, the pretty flashing lights went out. That's a good sign. Ooh. I don't know what that was, but it sounded terrible. Yeah, these 2 tubs I have in the back are full of these, what looks like motor mounts. And they're just poured into these big metal baskets, and as you get on a rough piece of road, they start rattling around like a pocket full of keys, and it makes this high-pitched tinkling sound. There's 2 vehicles sitting here having a conversation on the shoulder. Looking somewhat pointless. Oh my God, we're actually driving. Glory be to Jesus, we're moving. That was painful. All right. I wanted to talk about the toll road back there and how you dodge it. Tell your navigation here to dodge toll roads, but before you take off on your drive, look and see how far out of the way it's going to take you, because it might take you a little too far out of the way. And that one in Louisville just gets you off the interstate long enough to cross the river, runs you through, 3 or 4 traffic lights, and then brings you back into the road, back into the interstate. Minus whatever this stupidity was, it's doable. All right, I'm going to power you guys off. Thanks for watching. Thanks for the questions.